go ahead and start recording now. So even this introductory stuff, you can go back and say, you said blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. So it's being recorded right now. What's that? You're on audio, no visual. So there's my contact information. And you have both my phone and my email. So if you're not going to be in class, that's a way to contact me. You don't have to, but it's just kind of nice to know that you're okay. If you're not going to be in class, and I'll show you where it is, but the recordings are going to be available from eCompanion or just a Twitter feed. Anybody in here Twitter? Yeah, there you go. So you can add me to your, how's that go? You can follow me.
Oh, hashtag.
Hashtag. No, follow. It's not
follow.
And I may or may not follow you back. I usually don't follow you back. But you'll see it's all kind of just course stuff. So the address for the Twitter feed, really? Okay, so I can see I need to edit, and you can edit yours if you want. I copied and pasted. Does everybody see what's wrong with that? You guys are not in Chem 122. Okay, so if you want to, draw a line through that in your syllabus, and you guys are right in 165. But the other stuff is right. So if you want to follow me, here is my, I don't know if you call it a Twitter handle or what. But if you don't want to go through Twitter, honestly, all you have to do is go to the, what do you call that, address line or whatever.
URL.
Go to the URL and put twitter.com/EA Snipes _ and then this course number, and it should do it. Okay?
Stream these things.
Yeah.
You know, Twitch the entire lab.
What's that?
Twitch the entire thing.
Twitch?
Yeah, it's a live stream.
Oh no, we're not doing that. We're just posting a link to the video.
You can get followers there, though.
Okay. We can talk about that outside of class. You're volunteering to do that. I can see that. No. So that's a possibility. And sometimes students will be like, what did you do in class? And honestly, I'll say, I'll go to my Twitter feed and say what we did in class. Assignments are going to be due after we cover it in class. Okay, like there's something at the end of chapter 1. And so you're like, did you get that far? And it will say on this feed, I'll just put a post out there, assignment due, blah, blah, blah. So assignments are always going to be due the next lecture time. Okay? You can turn assignments in early, but you can't turn them in late. Okay? And I'll drop one assignment, maybe 2 if I start feeling like I should. Questions? Okay.
How early can we turn it in?
How early? I've had students turn them in at the beginning of the unit. Unit 1, he's smiling over here, Joe is. Unit 1 is 3 chapters. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 are all Unit 1, and you can turn in your homework early. But I would say if you want to turn them in early, I really can't answer questions in lecture about the questions early. Yeah.
What about, can we see like homework coming up in multiple units?
No. I will, here in a minute, when I get to it, I'm going to give you a handout for the 3 chapters, the the chapter assignments for Unit 1. Any other questions?
That's all.
Okay. So my contact information, you had my room number. It's room 508. Feel free to drop in, okay, or whatever. So your textbook looks like everybody's okay. It's a 2013 edition, not bad. So you hopefully could get a used book if you wanted to. You can kind of see the course description and the 5 units that we're going to be covering. And it is a survey class. So I've actually looked into doing a class related to weather just on severe weather. I'm like, oh, just do the cool stuff. But you know what? Until you talk about the atmosphere and the layers of the atmosphere, which seems a little dry, and atmospheric pressure and what water does, you really build up to severe weather. I don't know if that sounds like Hootie. Yes, you build that up to that. How many people have watched Tornado Shark 2? Is that the name of it? Sharknado, thank you, too. I have to. I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's all good.
That's what I said.
It's embarrassing to watch, let alone admit watching it.
Okay. So you can kind of see in my syllabus, this is my contract to you, you know, how this is going. And actually, if you lose this copy, I'm going to talk about eCompanion here in a minute. I do have an eCompanion site for this class, and you can print another copy from that too. So your grade in here is broken out into how you perform with regard to those chapter assignments, with regard to in-class quizzes, and in-class quizzes are a breeze, basically. You can even ask me the answer, okay? So they're kind of attendance points. And then also, Friday we're going to have a quiz. And then also exams, okay? There'll be 4 unit exams. And there's a course project, and I'll show you what that course project is here in a minute. Okay, attendance, I'll take it every day and see who's here. Again, if you're not here, I'm going to kind of refer you to the electronic version of what do we cover. I like it because I don't have to remember. Etiquette, it's the normal. Try to be as attentive as possible. If you've known other students who have had me before, dozing off is okay, but out and out, putting your head on the desk and going to sleep first thing is not acceptable. Actually, it's acceptable, but just not in here. So, the whole texting thing, different teachers might handle it different or whatever. I'm okay with an occasional looking down at your phone and answering a text, you know? But having an out-and-out conversation on your phone, it's like, dude, you know, somewhere else. Lateness, if you're chronically late, I'll lock the door. Yeah, because, yeah, be on time.
What do you do for people who know how to pick locks?
If you know how to pick a lock, I don't think that will be well received.
What do you do with a credit card?
I guess I'll just have to cover that bridge when I came to it. Okay, so the end of the chapter assignment. So let me go ahead and give you out, dun dun dun, for Unit 1, the questions that you need to answer. So usually there's 5 questions to answer, and I'm going to grade them 2 points apiece. So you'll see 10 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. And in this class, unlike my other class, you have to use complete sentences. Okay, so sometimes I feel bad because you don't get full credit because you didn't use a complete sentence, but you got it right. So, kind of playing Jeopardy, right? So, and already you'll see that there is, in Chapter 2, there's an exception to, actually Chapter 1. Question 1, yeah. Chapter 1, Question 1, you don't have to use complete sentences. So,
That was the list about Katrina.
just for that question, yeah.
I already read it. That's what's up.
Very good. Any questions about those? So are we all okay that Chapter 1 won't be due until we do the slides or do the lecture of Chapter 1? I use PowerPoint slides for my lecture. So when we get through Chapter 1, then Chapter 1 assignment questions will be due the next day or the next time we meet. Okay? All right, in-class quizzes, you should get them all right. And I don't give makeup quizzes. So let's see what else we got. All right, course projects. So I have a handout for that. It talks about C addendum. This is the addendum. And just as an aside, I'm kind of struggling with my hearing. It's a long story. You don't want to know. But if I look at you like, you know, it's like, this is the good ear. Okay, so okay, so you only have to do 1 project, but if you decide to do 2 projects or more, then that's where you can earn some extra points. Okay. So the first one listed there is how many people check the weather when you get up? Like everybody. Okay. So you can actually, next time you check the weather, have this handy and fill in the blanks. Now, some places that you check the weather, if you check it online, some places are easier to find all that than others. I'll kind of take a look at that together real quick. So the weather log is, and it says Monday, I want Monday through Friday, so you can see it starts on and the reason I don't do weekends is because I want you to be able to use the the resources here if you want. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So let's just say you want to go ahead and start this on a Wednesday. I would be okay if you kind of wrapped around. You could go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you could go the full week, and then wrap around. Yeah, you could. Okay. So we'll be talking more about when you look at a, and I'm going to be dangerous here because I didn't go to this website. When you pull up something like, somebody named their favorite website to go to.
NOAA.
NOAA? The weather.gov?
Yeah.
Oop, that's not right.
Wrong kind of weather.
And I do have, I think it's still up there, I do have on my eCompanion site a page that has some of my favorite, and the NOAA is one of my favorites too.
Yeah. That's one right there.
So let's just say you were going here and you wanted to fill this out. See if we can do this. 5, 2, 6, 3, 2. It's thinking. All right. That works. Okay, so obviously, you know, the temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius, I'd go with Fahrenheit. Okay, so right now it's 19 degrees Fahrenheit. And you guys probably already knew this, but when you go to the web and ask for what's it doing in Keokuk, they'll ask the airport, usually. Airport's just spitting that stuff out. It's a cute little, and I've not visited this airport, but I've seen pictures of them. It's a cute little set of white houses and huts and stuff that automatically send this information. Okay, so that's one of the things. Let's see, time recorded. You guys can all start this. 9:14. Okay, the date is the 14th?
Yeah.
Okay, 1/14/15. Okay, temperature, 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, some of you guys are already familiar, but the dew point temperature is always going to be lower than the current temperature. So dew point temperature will be lower than 19. So basically they're saying, based upon the amount of water that's in the air right now, or at the airport anyway, if you cool it down to this dew point temperature, you're going to get some sort of condensation. Now that could be frost or snow, or that could be water. So if you want to dew point temperature, put 16 degrees Fahrenheit, you can. So do you see where we're just 3 degrees away from, okay, yeah. So that goes in that one. Humidity, just the fact that we're only 3 degrees, that's what we call a dew point depression. 3 degrees, that means humidity better be pretty high. And it is. 86%. Okay, again, that's just a snapshot at one location, but you got to go somewhere. Okay, so if you type in any zip code, they're probably getting it from an airport. And we'll kind of look at the locations of these places later.
It's supposed to be precipitation.
Probably at the end there. Yeah, typo in the last one. It says precipitation. I don't even know what it says, but the last column should say different forms of precipitation. So humidity is 86%. Now, I went ahead and brought in, how many people have this, something looks like this at home? Or at their grandparents' house? Okay, this actually is reading pressure. This one's a little broken because it's been squeezed too many times, so it's not very accurate.
Same as those weight
Yes,
ones, right?
there's different things to measure pressure. This one is, let's say, an anaerobic, and the other one is a millimeters of mercury barometer. Okay, but they both measure pressure. So we'll talk more about pressure, but actually, I love pressure. Because what these things do is they measure what the air is doing on this device. You know, you talk about wind. Wind basically is air moving. You're like, oh, that's a lot of wind pressure. That's a lot, okay? But still air has pressure. Still air has pressure. Thank goodness. Okay? You air up your tire. Okay? If you were to look inside your tire, to what those little gas particles do inside your tire, that's the pressure inside your tire. Okay? Walking around here on Earth, we have a certain amount of pressure. Moon, not so much. Okay, we're going to talk about the Earth's atmosphere, could compare it to the moon. The moon has basically an exosphere, not an atmosphere. Okay, so the Earth has an atmosphere, it has gas particles, those gas particles have pressure. So that's what this is barometer. So if you want to put 30.15, you can. 30.15 inches. And we'll talk about how does that do pressure, but that's what the pressure is. The higher the inches, and that's actually inches of liquid mercury, the higher the inches, the more the pressure. The lower the inches, the lower the pressure. Okay.
Wouldn't that be a pretty good example of pressure is how larger sharks, when you can see photos of larger sharks being brought up from the deep, they look like formed and such and so forth.
Things that come from the bottom of the ocean have a different pressure on them than when they come to the top of the ocean floor.
Well, they-
Yes, yes, it's definitely a transition. Yeah, exactly. The next one is pressure tendency, and you only in that column have 3 choices. Okay, the fact that this pressure is pretty high, I'm betting the tendency is falling. Let's see.
Always tell you.
Anybody see it?
Falling.
Usually next to it, and I'll go ahead and show you what I'm looking for and I don't see. Usually it will have an arrow.
Yeah, so there's no arrow.
Yeah. And your arrows next to the barometric pressure would be falling like I was looking for. What do you think that is?
It's dropping.
What would this second arrow mean?
Steady, or that would be
Even.
rising.
That would be rising. So falling, rising, and yeah, steady would be just like that. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. So let's look a little more. Wonder if, again, this was kind of more weather information. Any suggestions? We're looking for tendency here. I'm going to go to all right. So no, that just gives me
The history.
current. Yeah, if I saw history, I'd be cool with that. Because if I can see last hours, then I can say, oh, was it lower or higher? Yeah. So I'm not seeing it yet. So hang tight. They're different. Each website's a little different. Like I said, I was kind of going out on a limb here, but let's see.
Oh, Doppler's having radar.
No, that's on top right there.
Oh, look on the A's.
Let's see. That's forecast. I want current conditions. I'll go. No, mobile weather. That's.
Someone's up on the same thing that is.
I'll go here. And then that's just kind of a snapshot.
Yeah, so there's a graphic, it says forecasted graphic.
No, but I don't want forecast, I want current conditions. But that would give me other things. Well, if you don't mind, and if you're like writing this down for credit or whether, just put a question mark there, and I will tell you next time. I have to research it. I know it's there.
They
Okay.
always tell you like on the news too.
Yeah.
If they didn't put it on there, because he's always like, no,
Yeah.
pressure usually is steady.
Yeah. So just for now, and we'll revisit that. Exactly, they do tell you on the news. Let's see if they got the next column. Okay, then, yeah, do you see the wind speed?
Yeah.
Wind direction, cool. Oh, yeah, so,
Right under
thank you.
the
Wind speed, yeah. Wind speed 10 miles per hour. Okay, so that goes in that column. Wind direction from the southwest. Okay.
Bring our warming trims.
And then the next column says, sometimes you don't even have to look here, you can just got your window to answer the next one, right? I mean, I'm not going to be too picky. So what would you call it?
Cloudy.
Overcast, cloudy, yep, me too. Okay, so the next two are, let's see. Any suggestions? I'm going to go here. Back to previous page, that didn't do it.
What's the next question?
The next question is historic.
I don't think this website shows it.
Put a WGEM. That's what
So you're gonna have to go with one of them.
WGEM always gives you the.
Yeah.
That should. How about past
Historical
weather?
data?
Past weather records.
No, go back that page up. There was one below it. If you can do it, it said, we had that one back up.
Past weather?
Historical
Astronomical.
Yeah.
records.
Well, there are easier
Records.
ones to go
It
to.
says records right there, wouldn't that be it?
Yeah, I just gave that big map though, it wasn't.
Past weather. This
Oh,
one?
Yeah, it says records.
Yeah, I clicked on records and it came to the map. I'm gonna click on past weather. Climate, no, that's not it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to the Weather Channel. Okay, and it's weather, but instead of gov, it's com, weather.com. Okay. And let's look for those two things, tendency and historic data. I'm more familiar with this one, okay? Just because. I'm not in Burlington. All right.
That's a big difference in the humidity,
So current details. Yeah, see, it's different, isn't it? Ugh.
like 13 or
Well, you get to
something.
pick what you want to do. Notice,
Steady.
check out the tendency. Does anybody see the tendency now?
Rising.
It's
No,
steady.
Well, it's according to what site you look at.
Yeah.
This one's saying steady. Yeah, this one's saying steady. Okay, so we could fill that in. But we'll do some more looking at this.
All I can find is the UV index.
Okay.
Everything else is the same as
Current details. That didn't give me much.
It's very detailed.
Forecasts. It's usually not that hard. More forecasts. I don't want forecasts. Now I'm looking for
Day,
historic data.
hourly, weekend, 5-day, 10-day.
No, that's not going to give me historic. Although, sometimes if you go to a monthly, it will actually, for each day of the month, it will say what the high and low was. Oh, it's redirecting me. We just switched from, I don't know if you noticed, are you guys familiar with another place to get weather? It's called W Underground, Weather Underground. Okay, so they just switched us to another website. And I'm thinking this might have what we want. Okay. So honestly, Weather Underground, and I think in your syllabus I have that listed,
Bless you.
wunderground.com. This one, if you miss a day, is a place to go back. So if you want to circle Weather Underground, you can. Because do you see at the top there, if I missed January 12th, okay, actually, this is the 14th. What am I talking about? Okay. If I missed the previous day, you have a fighting chance of getting stuff here that would work. Yeah, because I asked for historic. Well, I'm getting frustrated.
Let's just go to like WGEM, they always give you the.
WGEN? Okay, you said that before.
Yeah, not in.
Oh, sorry.
He always gives you records for the day, record high, record low.
Go Quincy. And I know it's not Keokuk, but I'm cool with Quincy, obviously.
We're pretty close.
Okay. All right, so I see the forecast. Where's the record high and low, do you think?
Should be with the forecast, but at least it's. He goes through everything and then it'll have the record.
What's the meteorologist's name?
Rich Kane.
I've
or
heard-
Brian Inman.
I've heard good things.
I only watch WGA.
Well, Rich King retired, so,
What?
yeah.
Wasn't he just on that the other day?
Put question marks under those two also. Oh, it's so frustrating. We need to finish up the syllabus. And I will, first thing on Friday, after your quiz, we'll revisit this, okay? That's silly.
Yes, there's
Okay. So that's one thing you can do. Remember, you can do more than one thing if you want. The next thing is a photo project, and for the photo project, actually from your syllabus, you need to look at the addendum to understand more about the photo project. So addendum 2, and that second thing I gave you, or third, actually talks about the photo project. The photo project, I've seen some really fun ones. I think all of them are really fun. Photo project, obviously, I'm looking for your photos, your weather-related photos, but notice it could be a lot of different things, okay? You could even take a picture, because it's a photo project, you could even take a picture of, the sun, and that would work, okay? So if you're looking at addendum 2, okay, this is what it looks like. Okay.
We use things, we have some places like Facebook.
Can you use what?
I used to take a lot of photos.
Okay, yeah, if you took them and you posted them on Facebook, you can use them. But you can't use other people's photos, so.
Well, if you use mine, I think I have it.
Okay. So these all fall under the category of a weather event to take a photo of to include in your project. I will point out, though, to get full credit, what you need to do, and sometimes students miss this, is for each photo you submit, and you need to have 10 events. Up there at the top there, for each photo you present, you need to give this information for each photo. You need to give the name of the event, sunny day or rainy or snowy. Okay, you need to say where you took it, and you need to give the approximate date, okay, for each photo for full credit. Does that work? Okay.
What's a sundog?
The sundog, each cool thing in the sky is caused by either liquid water particles. In this case of sundogs, it's solid water particles, it's ice crystals. So basically, a sundog is only when the sun is low on the horizon, because the sun has to be an angle to give you a sundog. And sundogs, like rainbows, you see opposite the sun. So you can see in the morning, okay, you know, or you can see them in the evening. So they're caused by ice crystals, and they look like, if this is the sun and they're a certain degree apart from the sun, they look like, a lot of times you'll see a pair of them, like mini rainbows.
Suns,
Yeah.
two suns, the sun
Yeah.
spires.
So if you see something cool in the sky, take a picture of it. Okay.
There's a blood moon on my birthday last year, the first blood moon.
What's that?
We had that blood moon on my birthday last year.
Yes, that would definitely work.
It was really hard to get the pictures of. I have a tiny,
Three suns.
like, pink speck. That's all you can see. Yeah.
Good. So the picture stuff, I've had students, so somehow you need to get me your 10 pictures, and I've had an assortment of things. So let me know if you have any questions, but you can like print them out and put them on a poster, or you can do them digitally. Okay, so the next one, in the addendum anyway, is just a report. Say just a report. And all teachers have access to the software where if you turn in a report that you bought online, we can tell. So don't buy a report online. It's called Turnitin, so that's an idea. Okay, a lot of times students are up against the time gun, and they'll do a report. So I'm cool with that. The thing I didn't mention yet is spotter training. I know one person's been to spotter training. Okay. If you've been, you know. Has anybody else been here to spotter training? Anybody else? Not yet? Whoa. They give door prizes too. So I'm going to take you to this website. You're going to see that last time I checked, they were not, they did not have when it was going to be or where. Okay. So we're just going to have to keep checking the site. But basically, the National Weather Service comes in, sets up shop in, I know they do it in Burlington
And
and Quincy.
There's a bunch
They
of
used to do it
places
in
around here.
Keokuk years ago. But they set up shop in one of these towns because what they want to do is to train you how to go out and look for severe weather, the conditions that spawn severe weather. And the whole spotter thing is they want you to be their eyes on the ground. You know, the whole thing about technology and radar and, you know, satellite, that only goes so far. So honestly, the reason they can keep people safe and issue those warnings a lot of times is because they have organized a troop of lay people.
And if you want to see cool pictures of severe weather, like, what's the place to go?
Yeah,
show
they
some
have
of
a
the
great,
awesome pictures of severe weather.
she's saying during the training session, they talk you through severe weather, they show you severe weather. They want you to know, basically feel the severe weather in that training session. And it's not gonna let me go there, but.
It's popping up as Internet Explorer.
No, look at the bottom right.
It-
You've lost-
I don't know, but I've had it with
It
technology.
looks like you've lost connection to the internet on your personal machine.
No,
I'm pretty sure,
Popping up
That
as
they-
Internet
Well, let's see
Explorer.
what
What were you gonna say?
I was actually, it opened, I thought it opened it up as a PDF form down there.
Yeah.
We go down to the bottom of it,
should open up, that should be a,
go over one,
Try
and,
Internet Explorer.
so, you're,
I'm gonna bail on that one too. But definitely, if you're aware of when the training is, let us all know. But I'll keep checking it.
question, on
Yes.
these down reports and stuff like that, is there a time frame? Can we turn them in early, turn them in, do you have a set
That's a
date?
good question. When are they due? Because you only have to do one, but you can do more than one. And I'll give you that hard date soon. Usually it's like 3 weeks before the end of the semester.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you turn it in late, you get less points.
Can you turn in multiple of the same one?
Then can you just turn them in early and stuff like that?
You can turn them in early, and turning in multiples of the same one, we'd have to talk. I don't know. I don't want to look at 2 reports.
Oh, just saying, sometimes pictures are extended.
Oh, yeah. So if you're wanting to go for that second project, let's just confer on that. Yeah. And yes, early, and does that answer the questions about the project? Yeah. And honestly, what I'm looking to do is for you to turn in something for which you earn full credit. So if you want to kind of run it past me and you're like, what do you think, Mrs. Snipes? Would this be full credit? And if it's before it's due, I'll look at it and be like, yeah. Or be like, oh, you forgot the dates or something. So, okay. Old pictures are fine, too. I've had some. I like reliving your vacations. Okay. So project, it's good.
You feel like you're living in the hometown.
That works too. So there'll be 4 unit exams, and if you've had me for astronomy, which I don't know, but my exams in astronomy are very similar to my exams in meteorology. I've gone to not all multiple choice, so what you'll see during exam day is you'll have a multiple choice section. I'll provide the Scantron sheets, and then you'll have a fill in the blank section, and then you'll have a short answer section. And there will be a review session outside of class that you can attend, and I'll lead it. And basically, I'll kind of walk you through the highlights of the test. I'll forget. Okay? Any questions about unit exams?
I just have a question about the questions that you gave us for Unit 1. They're not due Friday.
Correct.
Okay.
She was just making sure that that sheet I gave you for Chapter 1. Chapter 1 questions, the assignment questions, will only be due after we get through it in lecture, which if I keep talking like this will be May.
May what?
All right, so there are, the final exam in May, speaking of May, will be comprehensive, and you know what that means. Basically, it's all encompassing, but the thing is, I lift from my unit exams my favorite questions and put them on the comprehensive final. Yeah. In addition to including some of those questions related to Unit 5, which if you look at Unit 5, there's no unit exam, but it's some really good stuff too. Where's my Unit 5? Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Also under unit exams and the final exam, you see where it talks about a note card? Okay, I'm one of those, because this is how I came through a course like this in astronomy. You get to bring a note card with you to the test. So you get to fill it out before you come to the test, and I'll give you a review sheet for the test. So I would look at the review sheet, fill out your note card, come to the test, and ace it. Okay? That's kind of how that goes. All right. So every instructor needs to handle or say how they're going to handle. Where does it say where I'm going to handle missed exams? Dang it. Unit exams. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's under unit exams.
Oh,
Yeah. Under unit exams, it says that if you miss an exam, there are no makeup tests, but what I do for you if you miss a test is take that final exam, which hopefully you kick butt on, and that final exam will count twice. It'll count for your final, and it'll be also substituted in for your missed unit exam. Okay. So in addition to that, say you didn't miss a unit exam, okay? Yeah, but if you do poorly on one of your 4 unit exams, and if it's in your favor then, when you kick butt on your final will count twice, it'll count for your final, and it will substitute in for that low unit exam.
Nice.
So that's how I handle it. Are we done yet? Close. I like that. Okay. So the eCompanion, how many people in here have used eCompanion? Did I ask that? Okay, good. Okay, so I'll just take you there right quick, hopefully, right? So if you haven't used eCompanion, there are a couple of ways to get there. My favorite way to get there is by going through to get to eCompanion, I go through the main SCC website. And if you go to the SCC website and you're using an SCC computer, you have already told it who you are, your ID and your password. So if that's the case, if you're here on campus, when you click on the HawkNet email up there, okay, it will automatically take you to your stuff. HawkNet is your stuff, okay, but you have to be logged in. The catch is if you're at home and you go to the SEC website and you click on that, it'll just say, well, who are you? And you tell it who you are because you're at home, and you can go ahead and get to your HawkNet stuff. So HawkNet totally rocks, I think. You can get your email here, and over here you can get to your online stuff, including your eCompanion to this course. So I'm going to click over there, okay. Now for me, or what it's going to do in blue, it's going to bring up everything that class that you're enrolled in that the teacher has set up an eCompanion site for. My eCompanion is going to look a little different than yours because I'm the author, okay. But if I go down to, PHS165, which is you guys, okay. If I click here, that's what you're going to have. Now mine is going to look a little different, like I said, because I'm the author. I have an author tab. But this is what the eCompanion site for this course is going to look like. Okay. I like how I've kind of evolved over the years to use eCompanion. I mentioned that you can enroll in the Twitter feed or somehow go to my Twitter feed. This is one way to see the Twitter feed. After today's lecture, you're going to see a recording of the video that we made. It's us together. Okay, so that there are 3, actually 4, there's a 4th column over here. But this column is the Twitter feed for this class. Okay, this column, in case you want to be nosy, is the Twitter feed for my night class, which brings me to a good point. If you miss class, you're welcome to show up, same room, 5:30 on Thursdays. Okay, so that's these guys. Okay. This one right here is just YouTube videos related to, and if you have some cool YouTube videos, shoot them my way and I can put them in a playlist. And this is like a playlist of cool videos related to what we're covering. There's one more column over here, and that actually is my science Twitter feed, which coincidentally, yeah, just this morning somebody, I'm a Facebooker, somebody posted this. I was like, oh, that is so cool. So you asked what sundogs are? This is more complicated than just sundogs. But I like what they did. They actually said, because actually ice crystals are causing all this crap, all this beautiful stuff. Okay? Okay, yeah. And I said it wrong. I said they're like rainbows. No, darn it. It's not an opposite horizon thing. It's around the sun. Sorry. So we see the sun low on the horizon. Could be morning. Could be in the evening. We have ice crystals, and here are your sundogs, kind of on either side. But there's all that other stuff going on that you don't necessarily get in one picture. So.
And what's that other one that's like this rare thing when the sun changes like color at the end? Like a split second?
Oh, a green flash?
Yeah, green flash.
Yeah. Yeah, those are cool too.
If you catch one of that, you deserve it. I don't care what it is. You get yourself a green flash in person.
Oh. So back to the thing for this class, the e-companion site for this class. So there will be video here, okay, after today. And sometimes students say, what's the delay? Oh, probably within 12, 48 hours, 12, 24 hours. I can't. If I wait too long, I'll forget. Then the thing is, there's a doc sharing that some of you have already found. Oh, yeah. See? Where did the time go? You're probably like, oh, where did the time go? But under doc sharing, and I will give you just a sample of what you're going to find under doc sharing. See where it says lecture slides? You are going to want to go there. Unit 1, you'll find lecture slides for chapters 1 through 3. And so I went ahead, and this is what that chapter 1 Z file is going to look like. Okay. And so you want to print these out. You guys know you get like free printing like from the computer lab?
You don't get free printing.
Well, it's not free. You pay for it.
Okay, for
You need tuition paid for it.
$40 or something like that.
Yeah.
And if you don't use it, they'll send it back to you.
No, they
I don't
won't.
think they'll send it back to you if you don't use it.
Yeah.
You have a budget. You have a
I'm pretty
budget.
sure we'll do that.
No.
Did I miss one?
Let's pull it in. Happy graduation, Elvis.
Hey, this time stay on chairs.
Only because my foot got it.
So this is just a sample, and I'm just going to assume that you're going to go there and get these. Any questions about this?
Nope.
That or the other thing? I've almost ran out of stuff to give you. All right. I know, killing trees. All right, one thing, and this it says it's kind of an add-on to the syllabus. One of the things they kind of want teachers to do is make sure students know this stuff. So the top stuff is dates associated with the semester. Okay, and the other thing is to have, if you want to know if classes are going to be canceled, what that looks like, where to go. All right. Any questions about the sheet I just gave
It's
you?
easier to get.
I almost forgot.
Remember, I can still reach out.
Okay, so one last thing to make it official that I've shared this information with you is this bit about how you get your grade in this class. So this is how the points fall in this class. Okay, with regard to quizzes, that'll make up 5% of your course grade. Chapter assignments, 20%. Your project, 15%. Each unit exam is 10. Your comprehensive final is a whopping fifth of your grade. Okay? Any questions? Well, so Friday, Friday after your quiz, that should be pretty painless, we'll take a look at where you can get, but by then, if you're doing your weather log, you've already found it, hopefully. Okay? So ask me if you have questions about your weather log, but I think you'll be okay. But we'll look at that stuff on Friday. And then we'll start in on lecture. Okay? All right. Have a safe day out there.
Hey, remember I told you I won't be here.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
H&R Block.
What's that? That's